Um, I wouldn't have signed it.
You would have fought him with a bat?
Hell yeah, I would have fought Diddy if he. First of all, Diddy actually is not gonna really do it because I mean, let's say no, let's just say this.
Think so?
I'm not saying
No, bro.
I'm not saying that Diddy wouldn't do it, but that would give me more of a case if Diddy actually did it.
But
Because then he'll deny it to somebody else. He got somebody. So nah, if he came in a room with a baseball bat, yeah, we're gonna fight.
so do we all do understand that it's not confirmed, but people have been unalived for not doing what Diddy asked.
And that's
Yeah.
the thing.
Welcome back. Another exciting episode of the
Just Looking
Out
Out podcast.
podcast.
Yes, man. I'm Sean T.
Saint D.
D2 Nice.
Aaron S.
Yes, and we are back, the Lookout Crew. We're gonna get right into it today, man. We about to discuss The Reckoning. That's what it was called, The Reckoning?
Yeah.
the record.
Yeah.
The Reckoning. The 4-hour Diddy documentary?
Documentary.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
documentary.
It was 4 episodes. I don't know if it was 4 hours, but yeah.
Yeah, no, each episode was a whole hour.
Mm.
Yeah. Produced by 50 Cent. I thought it was kind of dope, pretty informative. I don't know. I think it didn't really tell me too much that I kind of didn't really suspect about Diddy. Like, what about y'all? What y'all get from it? Anybody?
Well, I mean, yeah, I would say it's kind of some of the same things that we already knew about Diddy, but I guess it did dive a little bit deeper into some behind the scenes stuff about Diddy because I mean, there's a lot of things that in it I was like, all right, I kind of knew, but it made more sense that it was in there. The way they explained it, I was like, all right, I can see these timelines adding up.
Yeah.
Like things you expected, and it was just like I knew that.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, growing up, we, with us, a lot of us being millennials, we heard a lot of rumors, and we were close to it or anything like that. And I feel like it was good to actually have it confirmed from people that were behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I knew when he started calling himself Love.
Well, and
I knew something was.
Well, if you really look at it, every time something monumental happened in his life where it was something tragic or anything like that, he would always change his name. Like, so like he would always change his name. That's something to just keep in mind.
Yeah, they were saying about he would always like start something new too. Like if this wasn't working, then he'll change his
persona.
Yeah,
because he did. Yeah, because he went from what Puff Daddy to
Puffy.
P Diddy.
He went from
Puff Daddy to Puffy to P Diddy to Diddy.
Yeah.
To love.
Brother love.
Brother love.
Yeah.
Showing the love.
I think the name Puffy initially came because when he would get mad, he would like be huffing and puffing and stuff like that, and that's how that name started. But yeah,
when I was a kid, I thought it was because he used to smoke a lot of weed. That's what I used
to. I don't think
that's what
I think starting out he didn't. I don't think he used to do drugs and stuff like that until he got addicted. Yeah.
I think for me, it's like all those different eras. Like when he first was his upbringing, it's crazy how things change so drastically. It's like each era, it got worse and worse and even more worse.
It went from worse to worse, sir.
Yeah, and then people just started.
Yeah.
People started to draw away from him more, but in the beginning, it was kind of alarming to me that everybody was just like, "Yo, I gotta get with Diddy because that's my next time, next opportunity to shine." So it was crazy. It was a crazy documentary to watch.
Yeah.
For people my age, growing up, like I didn't get to know the early stages of Diddy until probably like early 2000s. But yeah.
Yeah. I think with this documentary, just on a deeper level, it really shines a light on generational curses. It shines a lot on like family dynamics, what happens when the father's not in the home, what happens when you give somebody a little bit too much power, what happens when you have a lot of enablers and yes men, what happens when you put somebody in the forefront and then try and tell them to pull back. You've already given them too much power. So I think just on a deeper level, it was a lot to take away from the documentary. But can I just ask you guys this question? Because, the people, Diddy's lawyer sent out a cease and desist.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Netflix looked at that and giggled.
Of course.
Because they wouldn't have put it out.
If they
So
could have,
yeah. So what do you guys think happened with like, because they were saying it's stolen? Do you guys think the footage was stolen?
It's tough to ask.
Well, first thing I heard about it was from Diddy saying it was stolen and stuff like that. He said a lot of the footage was footage that he had paid somebody to take. So because he was gonna do his own, he's gonna do his own documentary. It's probably gonna be called Love. If I had to guess, but so he said he was gonna do his own documentary, but of course, all these things that has happened to him have prevented that. But I did see on the internet, 50 Cent came out with a statement because he produced it, basically stating that it was things that Diddy did hire somebody to shoot or whatever like that, but in true Diddy form and fashion, he didn't pay him. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't cut the check, and that goes back to what you were saying, just basically about how giving somebody too much power, giving them too much leeway to the point where like they just think they can get away with anything and do anything. You could hire people to follow you around 24 hours a day, and knowing Diddy, it was probably 24 hours. If he said 24 hours, he meant that. He meant be ready to record at 2 a.m. if I want you to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then not pay them. You know what I'm saying? And he probably would just wind up scaring them people out of the footage.
if he wasn't arrested, like I think if he wasn't arrested, that would have happened. I think it went to the highest bidder, and the highest bidder was 50 Cent.
50 Cent. Yeah.
So, then my next question would be, do you guys think 50 was being petty, or do you think he's coming from a pure place? Do you think it has something to do with his baby mama? Like, what do you guys?
Go ahead.
Okay. I think it was straight pettiness. Petty? I think it's petty. I mean, okay, like you said at first, if Diddy didn't pay him, then yeah, and because Diddy's not like a person to sign a contract saying I'm gonna pay you this. So he's more like, all right, I want you to shoot the video and then I pay you, whatever, blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. So if I'm holding on to the footage and I shot it maybe a year ago and 50 Cent say, hey, I'll give you $40K for it, this is yours, sir. Like, there you go. We didn't sign no contract, so you know what I'm saying. It's going to the highest bidder. But yeah, I think it was 50 Cent, with all that with his baby mama and stuff, and just in general, that's just who 50 Cent is, because he's just petty on all levels. And it's cool though, because
he's always been that.
Yeah. He's always came out on top with his pettiness though. Like you can't sit here and tell me not one time 50 Cent took a loss for him being petty. He didn't end people's careers for being petty.
Yeah.
Bro. So yeah, I think it's being petty, but it's a good pettiness though.
Yeah, we're not living to our petty potential.
Oh yeah, not in 50 Cent scale. not on the 50 Cent
That's
scale.
what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't know if it was like, because Diddy basically destroyed his own career. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I don't think 50 was doing too much of a, like, I'm trying to get back at Diddy. I think he just wanted to show the viewers, okay, a lot of people have this perception of Diddy, but this is our perception based on the video beyond closed doors of what we want the viewers to see. Yeah. And 50's been smart. Like, he's been shows like Power, just doing different things to just have a broad view of the audience to be engaged. And this is the most popular thing right now on the net. Number one. He just used this to his advantage. I think the one thing that he said in the interview, he was like, what can y'all really say? Like, the last thing that he did that was kind of weird, Diddy wanted to, I think, shop with 50.
Take 50 shopping.
Take 50 shopping. Yeah. So, like, I don't think he had anything really against Diddy, but then again, it's 50 Cent. He's been beefing with a lot of rappers.
Well, before all of this happened, I told my boyfriend, I was like, man? Yeah, I do. Oh. Yeah, I do.
Shout out to whoever he is.
Shout out. But
I like him.
But I told my boyfriend at the time, I was like, Diddy gives me the vibe that he's that guy you have to be around, but you don't want to be around.
Yeah.
Like he's that creep where you're like, I gotta go to this party because I have, as a celebrity, I have to show my face and stuff like that.
Mm.
And then all of a sudden, everything just started coming out around that time because I think it was around the Rock Nation brunch and he was talking, and I remember Jay-Z looking like, like I wish he'd shut up, and I was like, Diddy's that person you have to be around.
Yeah.
Especially if you're at a certain level, like when you're not a fan. But if you're on the same level as him, like you have to make an appearance with him and stuff like that. And I feel like he got too much power, and he didn't know what to. He did too much with it.
Yeah.
So
I feel like Diddy he's a rich showman. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Some people just, when it's time to put on a show, when it's time to go, they go. And and that's with or without money. But sometimes when you put money behind those type of people, they tend to kind of get a little annoying because who gonna check them? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't tell me to shut up if I got $1 billion, bro. I'm about to be in here doing cartwheels if I want to.
Yeah.
Who gonna check me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But just with 50 Cent, I want to ask y'all a question because this was going on shortly after the documentary came out. A lot of people were kind of turning it back on 50 by basically saying like Dame Dash specifically
bumping them gums,
yeah,
literally.
yeah was saying how like he said it was nasty work for him to be tearing down another black man. You know what I'm saying, which is crazy once again coming from Dame Dash, who literally takes every opportunity he can to try to say something about Jay-Z or whatever. But
yeah,
he's just basically saying, once again, like he's saying it's just nasty work, like just trying to tear down a black man while he's down. So how do y'all feel about that?
I'm gonna let y'all go first.
Okay.
How you feel?
I see what Dame Dash is saying, but I don't know. I guess from 50 Cent in another aspect, I mean, yeah, you can see it as a business opportunity too, because if he don't do it, somebody's gonna do it.
That's true. What's our motto?
Somebody's getting paid. Somebody. So it's kind of like for him to be petty and like, you know what, I'll do it first because I mean, it's the number one on Netflix, and it's probably gonna be number one for at least a couple more weeks because everybody's watching, everybody's talking about it. So I mean, I kind of see what Dame Dash is saying because it's like, all right, why would you kick Diddy while he's down and stuff like that? But I mean, he did it. I mean, he did all this stuff. So at the end of the day, it's gonna come out. So whether you get mad at him for saying it or if a white person made it or something, then you still gonna feel the same way. If a
white person made it, they would be upset.
They would still be upset. It would still be upset.
I'm gonna let you go.
Well, I think a lot of people were trying to bring shame on 50 for bringing this documentary because they feel like, in the streets, a lot of people don't snitch. Why are you bringing out this information right now? And some people think like 50 had that all his life, like, he's always trying to bring somebody down. You look at, past beefs that he had with different rappers. So I guess in some ways people are like, okay, yeah, man, this dude's being petty. So if something were to happen to him, hey, there's no remorse. We're going to make a whole documentary about 50 if that happens to him.
Facts.
Maybe Dame Dash is in like thinking like that, like, yo, like who are you to like bring out this information just to bring that man down even more than he is already.
Well, Dame Dash has no business saying anything. Dame Dash needs to go to a dentist. And I will say this.
Okay.
This is no longer the age where we're just keeping it secret. And I'm speaking to the camera and everybody out here. 50, it doesn't matter who it is. This is the time of truth tellers. We're no longer keeping it in the house. And this is a black, like right now, and people say, oh, what about Jeff Epstein and all of that? We're holding black people accountable at this point. And at the end of the day, we're telling the truth. And once 50's exposed, we're going to hold him accountable the same way. If Jay-Z's exposed, we're gonna hold him accountable the same way. But right now, we watched Diddy do everything that he was doing. And we're tired of it. This is no longer the generation of making it pretty and keeping it a secret. Like we're past that now. We're not doing that to our children, are we? Do you want your children to be exposed to this?
No.
Right? No, we don't. It ends with us. And that's period. I don't care who it is. And yeah, we are gonna start with black people first because if everybody check their skin tone, we're black. So yeah, I don't care I don't care. We gonna hold them accountable, are we not?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I wanted to it to end with me because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of this is a black man kicking while he down. He kicked plenty of people down. Did he not? And we're gonna talk about them people. The people that were in the documentary, Kirk Burroughs, which was his childhood friend, on 25% of Bad Boy. He was a co-founder.
Yeah.
He was essayed by him. Joy Dickerson, she had a lawsuit against him as well, correct? She was one of the video vixens, and I don't know the group, but she was a part of that group as well.
Dirty Money?
No. It
It
was another lady. Eric Sermon was dating Misa prior. Albie Shore was dating Kim Porter prior. Tupac was dating Sarah Carmen. I think her name is Sarah. She has a child with Diddy. Ryan Leslie was dating Cassie. 50 was dating Daphne Joy. We also have Babs, who was in the documentary. Aubrey O'Day, who was in the documentary. Capricorn Clark, who was his assistant. We had Roger Bonds, which was one of the bodyguards. Carlina, we saw her. She was from Dirty Money. These are all people that actually spoke up in the documentary. So he kicked all of these people down. All these people are people of color. I just wanted to at this point, we just holding people accountable at this point.
Okay.
Speaking of, let's start with the beginning of Bad Boy. Let's start with the man that owned 25%. What was his name?
Kirk Burroughs.
Did y'all hear that? Y'all remember the story about he said Diddy came in with the baseball bat and just told him he needed to sign over that.
Give me your 25%.
Would y'all have done that?
Signed it over?
Yeah, would you have signed it over?
If somebody came to me with a baseball bat and was threatening to be kind of the situation with Capricorn Clark, if you come to me with a gun in my face, I'm probably gonna have to be like, well, let me head on out. Because I don't have a baseball bat. I don't have superpowers. I feel like I would end up having to sign my stuff over. Maybe on the back end I try and sue and stuff like that, but you're not prepared for that.
Yeah, I think in the documentary he also said that it's like he almost had no choice but to sign that paperwork because at the end of the day, that's his childhood friend. So I think around that time he still felt like, all right, you know what? If I created Bad Boys and helped build this empire, I'm just gonna let him have it. He can have it, and then I'm gonna benefit from it regardless.
He felt a loyalty to him still.
I think he thought about it and he was like, man, I regret that I had to go through all of that. And this man saw me as nobody. He didn't get the credit that he deserved. And I kind of feel bad for him. I'm like, dude, you put in the work, you helped this man build his empire, get all these artists like Mary J. Blige, obviously Biggie. So many artists flaunted to Diddy because of his childhood friend. He was the connector, really. And Diddy was just getting all the credit, soaking up all the credit that everybody was doing under him. So it's messed up, man.
I wouldn't have signed it.
You would have fought him with a bat?
Hell yeah. I would have fought Diddy if he first of all, Diddy actually is not gonna really do it. Cause let's just say this.
You think so?
I'm not saying
bro.
I'm not saying that Diddy wouldn't do it, but that would give me more of a case if Diddy actually did it. Because then he'll deny it to somebody else. He got somebody. So if he came in a room with a baseball bat, we're gonna fight.
So do we all do understand that it's not confirmed, but people have been unalived for not doing what Diddy asked
and
him.
that's
to
the
do.
thing. If you in his situation, say, dude, like that's the thing. Are you sure you want to go up against him? Because at that time, Diddy had all the power to do whatever he wanted. You dead? Nobody's unalive. You unalive. Nobody's finding out where your whereabouts is.
I understand what you're saying, but
you would have went with a fight.
I would have went with a fight, and then after that, be given that you're this person who owns 25% of the company. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I'm gonna protect my 25%. So yeah, I'm not gonna have him to where he's gonna fire me to where he's gonna lie me because shoot, I'm going straight as soon as he beat me or if he win, I get out of the hospital. We're going straight to a lawyer.
Well,
I'm gonna go get my money.
They do go to the hospital to finish the job. I mean,
that's the thing.
So I'm just but I get what you're saying.
I understand what you're saying, but keep in mind, this is the early '90s. This is no face, no case. This ain't cameras everywhere.
No, I understand. But just given the fact that who he is, who the guy was, that he was a longtime best friend, he knows everybody who Diddy knows.
That's true.
He's been in the meetings, everything with Diddy and stuff. So it's not for you to not be like, all right, I could get this person or get this person to back me up on what I'm saying because they've been around him. It's not like I just,
I'm glad you believe.
My only thing with that is, I feel you, and I would like to say I would put up a fight too, but like, who is that guy? He make the hits. You know what I'm saying? He did something in the studio, but it come out hits.
Yeah.
What do you do, Mr. 25%? I ain't backing you.
No, that's true. That's true, but 25% of a company is a lot, though.
I think I also want to address the enablers in the documentary. A lot of people that did speak up in the documentary, if we really want to be honest, were also enablers, including Kirk Burroughs, Capricorn Clark, Don Richard. I don't know if you guys are aware. Don wasn't in the documentary, but she was mentioned. She's from Day 26. She's from Danity Kane. And, she had her own stuff, even though she spoke up against him later on in the lawsuit. She was one of his enablers. I feel like a lot of the people that was in that documentary were enablers.
I feel like everybody in that documentary were enablers until they got screwed over. Because once again, that just goes back to when you're dealing with somebody with a lot of money and a lot of influence, you want to be around them. You want to be on that 100-foot yacht.
Yeah.
You want to be on them islands that the names you can't pronounce. You want to be in the clubs next to this man and with bottles popping and whatever else is going on.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's just more so of a matter of when somebody has too many yes men around, eventually it gets out of control.
Yeah.
It eventually gets to a point where like you can't tell them no. You know what I'm saying? Because you done told them yes too many times.
Yeah.
And I think that's really how like a lot of celebrities get caught up in things.
Yeah.
Like you look at celebrities like, what was they thinking? And it's just because like before one person told them no, probably like 200 people told them yes to whatever it was they trying to do. And with Diddy, it was probably like 1,000 people told him yes before one person told him no. That one person that told him no probably got beat up. So
in front of people, and see, that's another thing. It not only do they get beat up in front of others. Or no longer do they, or he wasn't assaulting people. He was assaulting people in front of people. And this is not alleged. He's in jail. He's not in jail for it, but like this is stuff that was confirmed. But yeah, we're gonna put the alleged banner up. But that's also a scare tactic, and it's also to keep people in line because it's like this can happen to you. But I do want to just get back to the documentary. If you got, we include Diddy in it, but let's start with like in the beginning, like how he came up. So Kirk Burroughs talked about how they were childhood friends, and he said that his household was different than Diddy's household. So let's talk about his mother, because that is a family dynamic, correct? His father died at an early age for being in the streets. Does anybody remember the story about that? I'm not sure. I know he used to run with Frank Lucas and them. But
I mean, his father was just a big time drug dealer.
Mm-hmm.
He wound up getting gunned down in the streets of Harlem.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really all to it there.
Okay,
Yeah,
and his mom, she had multiple jobs, but his mom was also abusive towards him.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
she was also like, if somebody hits you, you hit them harder, and he carried that with him his entire life, the rest of his life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And to the point that it got turned on her. Because there's rumors where she tried to hold him accountable later on in life, and he put his hands on her.
Yeah.
So, like, how do you guys feel about that? Because we are all raised kind of in a sense. I would say some of our parents are probably in the same age, or in that age group. Like, how do you guys feel about, like? I don't think we had the same experiences, but how it's like if somebody hits you, hit them back, or like back in the day. Whereas like now with our children, we move different. Do you think it was a generational thing? Do you think it was just like a survival thing?
more of a probably a generational thing at that time, especially because I mean, but with even having kids, you always teach them if somebody put their hands on you, hit them back basically.
Yeah.
So, but I think back then they probably took it was a little bit more serious, especially
yeah.
with her growing up, in Harlem. I mean, well, yeah, with his parents being there in Harlem and his dad being a big time drug dealer. So, the mom's just used to violence.
Yeah.
It comes along with being with somebody like that. I'm sure she didn't seen her man beat dudes, shoot at dudes, all types of stuff. So she had a different mentality when it comes to her children. Like, yeah, somebody put their hands on you, you better. Basically, she wanted him to really just fuck him up, like so.
And he was exposed to a lot more than just abuse.
Yeah,
From a young age.
Yeah,
from a young age.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think his upbringing had a lot to do with how his mom raised him. I also was able to see like in the documentary, like the mom had a lot of parties growing up at the house, so a lot of the things
exposed to.
exactly,
Yeah.
a lot of the things that she was promoting out there for the people in the streets and everything, they would gravitate into everything she did at that party. Also heard that he had to perform, he had to dance for a lot of the people at the party. So all of these things kind of like circulated to him growing up into this promoter. And then he always felt like he had to perform in front of people. He always had to be the star.
Yeah.
And his mom kind of built him to be that star. His childhood friend said it, like, hey, my friend, he grew up knowing that Diddy was gonna be somebody in the music industry. Talent or not, yeah. So it's like the mom had a lot to do with him growing up.
Yeah.
To who he is now.
What you think, Sean?
No, definitely. I think his upbringing definitely had a lot to do with the person he became. Because, like I said, through a lot of parties, they used to make him perform in front of people, and these people were somebody. You know what I'm saying? These people, I mean, they weren't like Hollywood, but they were like street level somebody. Yeah. And I think they even mentioned that sometimes it was like New York Knicks people there and stuff like that. So
NBA players.
For him to be surrounded by big name people, at least to them, and have to perform in front of them, and just things like that, that kind of probably prepared him to take on like things at a smaller level. Like if I could dance in front of, I don't know, Clyde Drexler, whoever was on the Knicks back then, you know what I'm saying? Like if I could perform in front of Walt Frazier or somebody like that on the Knicks, it ain't nothing to perform in front of Sean T and say D and Aaron S. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things where it probably definitely did prepare him to become the person that he was. And like I said, and just the more and more power he got, just kind of corrupted that. He was always a go-getter. When he first, he started off doing party promotions and stuff like that. They said people wanted to be at his parties. They was, going crazy to be at one of Puff Daddy or Puffy's parties and stuff like that. And
no party like a Diddy party. That's what LeBron would say.
Oh man, I know you're trying to backtrack them words.
Whoa. So yeah, man, definitely his upbringing definitely has something to do with overall the person he became. I didn't even know those things about his mom. Like I heard him say one time that he woke up with roaches on his face, and that's what kind of like made him want to get out there and get it. But the documentary don't make it seem like he had that type of
Well, prior to
at
that,
all.
yeah, I don't think. I mean, he went to private school and stuff like that at a young age, so I think that was probably one of those stories that a marketing story, like a media story. But so let's back to the documentary. So he started with Uptown. So he was under Andre Harrell, and I think that's where I'll Be Sure was the guy there, and and I'll Be Sure had the talent. He could sing, he could dance, he could write music.
Yeah, he
and
light
he had
skinned
the,
with the
no,
curly
but
hair.
okay, he happened, and he happened to be light skinned with curly hair,
Happened to be.
and he also had the girl, But prior to that, let's talk about Eric Sermon, right? So Eric Sermon, that's how Diddy met Misa, right? Because that was how that was brought up. Eric Sermon was dating Eric Misa, and he was a fan of Eric Sermon's group, and he asked Eric Sermon to be on Mary J. Blige's
the intro,
the
411,
and Eric thought they was picking up a vibe, but it was because he was trying to get with Misa, so that's how they first got together. So, and then from there, he saw Kim. It like he has a track record. If he has beef with you, he in his head, it sounds like he makes up the beefs. He's gonna try to take your girl.
Yeah, he goes after what he wants. He's a go getter, and he is. I'm not saying he uses his go getting abilities for good all the time. Yeah. Obviously, we know he don't. But he is a go-getter. Diddy is a person who he goes after what he wants, and he takes what he wants by all means.
By any means necessary. Because and I think that was right up in the documentary, or maybe because I don't know, I was doing research. It probably wasn't in the documentary, but he was having friends, spend like $50,000 on chains and stuff for girls, and trying to get the girls. Like that's how he was doing it. He was trying to spend money on them to get them.
If he wants something, go get it.
It's like almost like he's like the ultimate villain, man.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of clips of him online of him dressing up as the Joker for Halloween.
He did that.
So like he did do that. So it's like when you think about those type of things and what he was doing back then, trying to get with these women, trying to make up beef, trying to stir up a lot of issues. He's like the ultimate villain. Like nobody.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like you always had to go up against him, and if you went up against him, you'll find some strategic way to win and manipulate you.
Yeah,
and that's just his motive.
It's just ironic that I feel, because this is what I was gonna bring up. Like he was trying to date a lot of the guys. His nemesis girls are, even if they weren't nemesis girls, he wanted to date their girls. But I don't know if you guys heard. Remember, the cheesecake story?
Yeah, I remember watching it live.
So, Freddie, he mentioned, did y'all know that the cheesecake was for Beyonce?
Yeah, I heard.
He made them walk in to go get allegedly.
Yeah.
Made them walk to go get Beyonce. So I was thinking in my head, I was like, I think he probably tried to get with Beyonce too. But Jay-Z was not having it, because why would you go above and beyond for her like that? Or maybe Beyonce was like, no, baby, honey, I'm not doing that. But I just want to.
I heard that too.
Yeah.
I heard Freddie P from the band.
Yeah.
He said, when they had to go walk to get the cheesecake, that it was for Beyonce. And I think the other Chopper, that was his name.
Yeah.
He confirmed that too in the interview he did. They both did the Art of Dialogue. And
shout out to the Art of Dialogue.
Art of Dialogue. Tongue twisted. Anyway, they both did confirm that that it was for Beyonce. So, man, but I remember watching that live.
I remember being like, oh my gosh, I wouldn't have lasted a day, and I would not have lasted. Um, so let me ask you guys this: would you guys have tried to be a part? Like looking back at it now, when you were watching it, did you guys think that was weird? Did you guys think it was like a boss move? Like watching it, like how you felt then versus how you feel now.
When it came out, I didn't understand how far that was. So when I was watching it, I didn't really think it was a big deal because my younger self didn't really comprehend like how far where from Manhattan to Brooklyn was, especially walking. So I didn't really think nothing of it back then. I kind of did look at it as a boss move. I also looked at it as like I kind of looked at it as training, in a sense of a way because that's what the show was for. And I'm just gonna admit this: when I was younger, up until this nigga started calling himself Love, honestly, I was a pretty big Diddy fan. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm be honest with you. I feel like he's always had this really strong aura, and I just always thought he was really cool and stuff like that. I think I don't know if I have told the story, but I actually fanned out when I seen Diddy.
He was like, take that.
But
no Diddy.
I saw Diddy. I saw Diddy at a Jay-Z concert.
Okay.
It was a Jay-Z and Friends concert. It was actually supposed to be Jay-Z and R. Kelly, which don't make the story any better. But it was Jay-Z and R. Kelly, but this is right before they got into it. In Madison Square Garden, they came to Atlanta like the next week or whatever like that, and R. Kelly dropped off. So it became Jay-Z and Friends. And I saw Mary J. Blige, Foxy Brown. I mean, I saw anybody who was anybody in Atlanta, anybody who had a song on the radio in Atlanta at the time. I saw them or whatever, and I'm vibing, loving the whole thing. When this nigga Diddy came out, I mean, I was jumping up and down and nothing like that, but
he's giving jumping up and down.
That's why I had to clarify because I wasn't like jumping up and down or yelling nothing like. But
what's your example of fanning out then?
It was kind of like a. It really was. I was like, that's Diddy. Like that's literally how I felt, bro. Because he was like one of the last people I expected to see that time. I wasn't really surprised to see Mary J. Blige, Foxy Brown, but I don't know Diddy. It's just something about it. But so I was a Diddy fan growing up. So even watching making the band and stuff like that, like I kind of just looked at it as, bro, like this is what you got to do if you want to work with Diddy. You know what I'm saying? This man makes hits.
You want to be on top.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Well,
I'm sorry.
But I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like this man, he makes hits. You know what I'm saying? Like he's Diddy. So
he clears hits.
Hey, listen. Yeah. Don't worry if he write rhymes. He write checks.
He does not write checks. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
Lying about that too.
Yeah.
So anyway,
that's facts.
Nah, when I seen it, I didn't feel for them at all because I was like, bro, y'all are getting an opportunity to work with Diddy, and like he's gonna make y'all a star. Like that's how I looked at it at the time.
What about you?
Well, before I answer, I wanted to ask a question real quick. Yeah. Why do y'all think that people like Diddy and what's his name, Suge Knight are still alive and everybody else around them are dead?
Oh, we was gonna get into that.
Oh, we gonna get into
that's
a whole section.
It's a section for that, but yeah.
We here now.
Well, so now that we're here, let's start with the friendship that Tupac and Biggie had.
Yeah.
These are both Geminis, and Geminis are very known for being, big on communication, big on spreading the word. Very great lyricists, and they understood each other on a deeper level. It's almost like they had a kinship or a brotherhood, and what they had was different from what Diddy had with Big, despite what people think.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I feel like Tupac saw Biggie as a talent. he came out to support him. They were like legit friends.
They were.
And I feel like both Biggie and Tupac always put their people on.
Mm-hmm.
If you really look at it, like Tupac will be on the track and just leave and let his young YNs, take over, and Biggie would do the same thing
with Junior Mafia.
Yeah, with Junior Mafia. So, I feel as though Diddy was jealous, and they said it actually. I don't have to say I feel. They said it in the documentary. Diddy was jealous of that friendship.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's deeper than what we know. But I feel like some artists are worth more dead than they are alive.
That's true.
And I think even the fact that Diddy made Biggie, and I have this in my notes, pay for his own funeral.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
Actually, so based off of that, on a Breakfast Club today, Biggie's estate actually released a statement, and they actually said that was not true.
Oh.
The dude who runs Biggie's estate, he said that he's been running Biggie's estate the whole time, and he said that he worked closely with Bad Boy and them, and that Bad Boy and Diddy did cover all of Biggie's funeral costs.
Okay.
Yeah, so he came on part. He said that part wasn't true, and he also said because in the documentary they mentioned that Biggie was in like a negotiation process, and he also said that part wasn't true because at the time Biggie had already recouped everything that he owed Diddy, so there was nothing to negotiate at the time. Like pretty much he was probably most likely on his way out because Biggie had already started his own record company called Unentertainment. Entertainment. I'm sorry, that's what it was called. So he was already kind of working on that. But just to clarify that part, I just heard that this morning.
But that doesn't mean Diddy didn't say it.
Oh yeah, no.
You get what I'm saying? Like maybe somebody could have talked him out of it, but that's actually good to know. But there has to be a reason why Mrs. Wallace did not like him until she passed away. Mm-hmm. She openly did not like Diddy.
I've heard her saying that. I've heard interviews from everybody, I guess, but so in the past in interviews she mentioned that also because she didn't understand why he has always be on the songs all the time and things like that. And she had mentioned that she had brought that up to Biggie, just basically stating like, is it necessary for him to be on your tracks? Causing him to also get paid. And Biggie would just tell her that he's the producer, he knows what he's doing, and just kind of dismiss it. So she was always, like you said, suspicious of him.
Well, let me ask you this question because you meant, and not that I'm defending the West Coast really quick, but who is unalived around Suge besides Tupac?
Besides Tupac, we're not gonna know with Suge who else was.
Because the reason why I say that is because there's a rumor that I just want to bring to light and kind of help shut down. I don't think Suge Knight had anything to do with the unaliving of Tupac, just on the strength of why would he have been driving the car? It was gangsters that did this. It wasn't a marksman. It wasn't a marksman. You get what I'm saying? So it's not like it was somebody who was like, we can get just Tupac and not you. I feel like Suge has his ways and had his ways, but I don't think Suge had anything to do with Tupac's unalive.
I don't believe so.
Don't.
Well, I think when Tupac, was unalive, I think they was actually trying to go for Suge. That's what Diddy was trying to go after.
You think so?
That's what they were saying.
But they said it was a bounty for both of them.
It was a bounty for both of them, and then basically the dude that was paid to kill Keefe D. Allegedly, I don't know if that's something
he's in prison for it right now. Yeah.
So he was supposed to kill both of them, but the fact that he killed Tupac only, Keefe D didn't even get paid as much as he was supposed to get paid for that hit.
Yeah, he was supposed to get paid $1 million for both of them, but he only
got paid
Tupac.
like $50,000.
I don't even think he got to see the money.
They said he got something out of it.
Yeah. I think somebody else got paid for it.
To go back to your question of why Suge Knight and Diddy are still here, and a lot of people aren't. Just as far as Suge Knight goes, it's not because of lack of trying. My man Suge Knight been shot at and shot a couple times.
That,
you know what I'm saying? They
yeah,
just ain't.
Yeah.
He's just still here.
He just
You
be
know what I'm
bouncing
saying?
back.
Yeah. As far as Diddy, I've never heard any stories of anybody actually trying to take him out. So I don't know about why he's so protected, but Suge Knight, it been open game on him for a minute.
Well, no, because I think the thing is like, so under Diddy, or anybody who was attached to Diddy are no longer here. I hate to sound like Jaguar Wright, but we have Heavy D, we have Andre Harrell, we have Avi Shore was almost out the door, and if we could stay tuned for that, because he does have a book coming out. Who else? Like, help me, y'all
Kim
know
Porter.
Kim Porter, and there's rumors out here that case is opening back up.
There's Black Rob.
There's Black Rob.
There's
Craig Mack. There, it's a lot of people. So that's why I was like, well, Suge really ain't. I mean, I feel like everybody kind of walked away unscathed under Suge Knight. I mean, you, Dr. Dre, Snoop. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it was just a little bit different. Suge was kind of like maybe aggressive, and he did certain things, but they were able to kind of walk away. Tupac was caught up based on this documentary and what we've all heard. I think we all knew that Diddy has something to do with that. So now let me ask you guys this. Do you think Diddy has something to do with Big?
No. I've always kind of felt like Big was an indirect retaliation for Pac. I've always kind of felt like it was kind of like, well, y'all took ours, we gonna take yours, and not necessarily like when I say y'all, I don't mean necessarily like Diddy or whatever, or maybe that's how they felt, but I just kind of felt like it was just a mentality of, well, he gone, so we gonna try to go after him. That's just kind of how I've always looked at it. Because basically Big was on the West Coast, and he was actually on the West Coast a lot. Once again, things I've heard from other podcasts, not necessarily in LA, but just all over the place. Because he's had run-ins with other people from the West Coast. There's a story going around where E40 surrounded him once, over something that he said and stuff like that. So Big was on the West Coast. He was out there. He actually enjoyed being out there. He made a song about it. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, it probably wasn't it probably wasn't tension the way we thought it was tension. The way we think it was. Like people kind of look at it like he's probably out there like hiding and ducking and just doing what he got to do, but really he was out there chilling. So I don't know. Me personally, I don't think that he had anything directly to do with Diddy. I do know the documentary did say that he did make him go out there and make him stay when he was supposed to be going to Europe.
Yeah.
That's something also that I've heard opposite from Lil C's, Biggie's right hand man.
Lil C's was how old during that time?
Lil C's was 17 when Biggie died.
Let's keep that in mind. I just want to just keep that in mind.
Oh yeah. He was 17, but I hope you're not trying to insinuate there was nothing weird going on.
No, not at all. What I'm saying is when you are that age, a lot of times what is being told to you or what you're surrounded, like, it's distorted. Information. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
Big could have just been telling him to make him feel comfortable. Like, no,
our
I want to be out here.
Our Diddy could have been telling him, you get what I'm saying? Like that. For me, I think that Diddy had everything to do with Big, because if Big walked away, what would Diddy have had as far as talent? He was already starting his record label and stuff like that, and with him saying no, he was pushing him to go. He had him make, he was pushing him to do the song "Who Shot Ya." You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I feel like Diddy had everything to do with, and think about after Big passed, his stardom catapulted.
Blew up. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I feel like to eliminate a lot of karma, he put Faith Evans on and stuff like that, but I personally think Diddy had everything to do with Big's unaliveness.
Like, you think he hired the people to take him out?
Why would you call and say this man? No, cancel that. He's cancel that ticket.
He can't go. Yeah, exactly.
He can't go. I feel like a lot of this stuff that happens in Hollywood is bigger than what we know.
Exactly.
I agree with that.
And I feel like all it takes is a phone call, a conversation. And I feel like these are not the only artists that were affected. I feel like even it's still ongoing. Yeah. You know, we could do a video about that later on. But I feel like Diddy is a destiny swapper.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you have the talent and then you trying to leave, if Biggie left, Biggie would have taken Lil' Kim with him.
Yeah.
He would have taken Junior Mafia with him.
Yeah.
Diddy wouldn't he gonna be sitting there in a bubble cup? You get what I'm saying? Like, he didn't have Mace in him. I mean, he had Mace, but that's all he had.
Mace was there.
Mace was there. But how do we know that? Mace could have left and been with Cameron and stuff at that time. You just never know. Like, I just feel like he has.
I think I can agree with Aaron. That's like, it was a setup for sure. The reason why I say it, my thing is, when he got shot, and you know, nothing is alleged anyway, he obviously got shot, he died. But like, they was trying to get to the hospital, and what I was told by another video by another bodyguard, they said the hospital was like a couple minutes away. Mm-hmm. They went to a further hospital, keeping him in the car with the open wound. There's probably one person in the back, you know, making sure he's okay. But Diddy looked like distraught, like they were saying, like he looked like shocked, like that it happened. But Diddy wasn't like surprised, because all this beef was stirring up in LA. Diddy knew if he brings Biggie out to LA, it's gonna create Biggie to become like one of the biggest artists in the game. And then on top of that, it's like what Aaron has said, trying to get Tupac and Biggie off the playboard. It just catapulted Diddy to a whole nother level in hip hop. And now he's the Mongol. He's one of the biggest Mongols in hip hop, even though this whole thing happened. But
you're worth more dead than you are alive.
Exactly. So I think he has something to do with Biggie's death. You know, he probably orchestrated it, and people just filled in and did the job.
What about you, Saint B?
At first it was a no for me. Yeah. But you know, just hearing y'all talk and then just kind of relating it to the YMW Melly story that's going on right now about, you know, him killing his friends and stuff. Yeah, I mean, they were in the car and then they, you know, shot them from in the car and then got outside and made it seem like it was, you know, somebody drove by and it was a setup. So I could kind of see what you're saying now, because I mean, if Biggie would have left and took all the artists that he would have, then it would have just left just him with Mace. And who says that Biggie wouldn't have gave Mace a better deal than Diddy?
That's true.
So, and you know, seeing that, you know, Tupac died before Biggie, once you see an artist die and you see that revenue just go up, you like, all right, well, I mean, it could be a incentive for him to like have Biggie taken out. Because he does, you know, own all, you know, the rights to the songs and stuff that he was doing. So, but yeah, I could see it now. I could see that. Yeah, I would say it's I say like maybe about 70% chance that I could see him, you know, probably doing that. As far as Tupac, I don't think that, you know, would have got Tupac taken out. You know, Suge Knight. I don't see that much of like, you know, Suge Knight being like a Diddy to where he want to benefit off of his death. So.
But, I don't see that either, because like I said, like how did he? I mean, all his artists walked away.
Yeah.
He literally, like, Suge was a huff and puffer, and I mean, yes, he was abusive and all of the things, but all his artists are still alive. Like, you know, and so let's kind of get back to the documentary. I just want to say this: don't never trust somebody who can't close their mouth. That's just in regards to Diddy. But also, who do you guys want to hear from that was not on the documentary? And I'm sorry for taking over y'all's show. But y'all...
No. You on our show just as much as we are.
Facts. But who do you guys, you know, that we haven't heard from just throughout everything? You know, like who are y'all like? What now? Where they at? I can tell you, I want to hear from Mary. I want to hear from Mary. I want to hear from Farnsworth. I want to hear from J Lo.
That's a good one. Farnsworth Bentley.
Yeah, and I want to hear from Lorianne Gibson.
Hmm.
Anybody else?
I say like probably Mace. Like we didn't really get to hear
Mace really like. Did he sign an NDA?
That's what I'm trying to say.
Probably.
Like,
I think they had to sign NDAs. You know, he gave all his artists a lot of their rights and stuff back
right before the reckoning.
And they had to sign NDAs. Mace is a good one for sure.
Yes. Yes.
Farnsworth Bentley, definitely.
Yes.
Probably definitely seen some things.
Yes.
Mary J. Blige, that's another good one because she was there from the jump.
Mm-hmm.
Man, me, I kind of want to hear from Young Diddy, man. What's the one that looked like him?
Christian.
Oh, the one that they say supposedly is his son, right?
No, he's definitely his son.
Okay.
I want to hear from Quincy because I don't think Quincy is as loyal as y'all think he is. Quincy is I'll Be Sure's actual son. Okay. I feel like Quincy is there to protect his sisters. I think he's playing a role. I would love to hear from Quincy as well.
The kids continue loyalty to him. Like especially with like rumors of what he did to their mother and stuff like that. Like I thought that was a little crazy because it's like they definitely continue to stand by his side, and they've had to have seen like firsthand some of these things that these people are talking about. I'm pretty sure, you know what I'm saying, and probably have experienced it. Like I'm pretty sure he done. Not maybe physically hit them, but he's definitely blacked out on them for sure. Because I mean, he blacked out on everybody or whatever like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, his kids. One thing I can say is they do still continue to stand by his side. Even Quincy, you know what I'm saying?
I think he would be abusive towards them, maybe, but then he'd probably go and buy him a Ferrari.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Like kind of like
when
what
it
he
comes
was
to
doing
like
those
Quincy,
relationships.
like I agree with you. Like I feel like he would easily be the first one to flip. Just based off the fact that, like, okay, Kim Porter was his mother, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she's no longer here, and then Al B. Shore is actually his real father. So it's kind of like, what do he really have in the game on protecting Diddy? So yeah, he's definitely somebody who I would want to. Yeah, he's definitely somebody who I would want to hear from his side because he probably definitely be the first person to
eventually. I think we'll hear some stuff maybe in a few years. What about you?
No, I mean I agree with that. I think definitely like it would come to a point to where like if Diddy maybe cut him out on some things, then yeah, I could see him probably going out and saying something. But I mean, I believe that if Diddy keep him close, then he won't say anything. Especially if he
not
money.
As long as his sisters are around, I don't see him saying anything. But who else would you want to hear from? That we haven't heard from.
Definitely J Lo. I would have definitely loved to hear from J Lo. I'm sure she got some. She ain't got no Cassie stories, but she has some stories too, and to get her to that point too. Other than
know about what happened in that club,
she does. She does know what happens in that club,
bro.
Yeah,
and
for sure,
I'm sure she done seen some things too. So yeah, J Lo would probably be a good person to talk to too. So other than that, man, I can't think of anybody else.
I can't. Lil' Kim.
Yeah, but I don't think Lil'
I don't
Kim
know
was,
if she was that close to
yeah, I don't
like
think
that.
not like that.
She wasn't.
Or Misa. Misa probably won't.
An artist.
Yeah.
Under Bad Boy.
Yeah, I don't think Lil' Kim was. I'm sure she was, around him for certain things, but not as what he was doing.
She probably seen a lot.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the jurors. The two jurors that came on. So Juror 75 was I don't want to not misdiagnose him, but I believe he was of Indian descent.
Yeah.
Juror 75. He said he didn't know anything about Diddy. I don't know how much I believe, but he said that the reason why he gave what is it called? When they, not the vote, but he said that basically Cassie, she was in love and she kept going back. In my opinion, I'm like, did y'all not hear in the court where he threatened and made them send a wire to keep? Like, I don't understand. But and then Juror 160, who was the African American female, she said he wasn't making eye contact with her, but then she also said that she was making the same faces as him during certain think parts in the court. And she said the reason why she voted the way she did was because domestic violence wasn't one of the charges. So how do you guys feel about the two jurors that spoke up, jurors 160 and jurors 75?
Man, she was right. Domestic violence wasn't one of the charges. So I mean, I get it. She sounded like a fan. You know what I'm saying? Like she was a fan. They probably didn't do the best job screening if she got through, or maybe she just did a good job hiding it or whatever like that. But I mean, she definitely sounded like a fan. And then old dude, like for him to come out and say, I don't really know much about Diddy and stuff like that, that's probably somebody else that probably I would say shouldn't have made it. You know what I'm saying? Because I think you should have some type of idea of the person that you're dealing with when it's a high profile case.
And they were letting them go home too. They didn't sequester them. They didn't take their phones or anything like that. So they were allowed to. And I think she even said that she tried to stay off social media, but she wasn't really able to avoid it.
Yeah.
Which to me, I'm like, well, hold on.
It's kind of weird. I think like, who's to say maybe Diddy paid these jurors to come up with fake, stories or anything. But
well, if you were able to, if they didn't sequester them, he probably was able to reach out to them.
Yeah, reach
you get
out.
What I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then like they had a whole street team out there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
He has money.
So,
a lot of money.
If you look in the beginning of the documentary, I think he was kind of like, it's a crazy strategy in itself to protect his image. He kept telling his team like, yo, we gotta push this narrative, that I'm a good guy, all these allegations, we gotta let them know like this is not true. He always tried to strategize his next move. And that's so crazy. Like everything that he did from the big basketball event back in the 80s. When they was it 80s? My bad. Yeah, I was born in 95.
He dating us at this point.
Early 90s.
Yeah.
Early
So
90s.
like, it's like all of these things. It's like he always has some type of.
He always had a backup plan.
I have a backup plan to figure it out.
Like with Carlina.
Yeah.
She looks like she's been through a lot. Just want to put that out there. But he called her over 50 times. And she said prior to that, she reached out to him for help. And he was like, no, I can't help you. And then he called her over 50 times. So, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't one of the charges witness tampering? But I guess since she wasn't a witness. I can't remember. But either way, that to me, if he could do that with Carlina, how do we know he didn't tamper with, because with Jane, one of the Janes, remember, like she, all of a sudden she started backpedaling and pussy popping in her, in her testimonies and stuff.
He definitely could have reached out. I mean, $1 billion goes very far. Speaking of money, real fast, the funniest story that was told during that documentary to me.
Eric
was when it was two funny stories. First one was Craig Mack's wife. When she said that Craig Mack was, they was struggling a little bit financially, even though he had some hits.
Yeah.
And they went up to Diddy in the club, and he asked him, for some money or whatever like that. She said Diddy pulled out a wad of money and gave this nigga one $100 bill.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, that's savage. She said he pulled out a knot and gave this man one $100 bill. That's like the equivalent of me giving you $1.
Basically.
And I'm wrong for wanting people to do a business plan. But
that was wild.
And then the Eric Sermon story, going back to, like you said, with Misa or whatever like that. And after Diddy and Misa kind of connected or whatever like that, Eric Sermon said him and Misa was just kicking it just on some friend stuff, nothing crazy or whatever like that. Diddy seen it, came out and swung on Eric Sermon. I guess he missed. And Eric Sermon said, because he didn't want to like fight right wherever they was, he told him, hey, let's go around the corner or whatever, like get in the car, we could fight around the corner. and Diddy got in the car, and when they got around the corner, Diddy
Biggie
put on Biggie's album.
The first album, yeah.
Yeah, his first album before anybody else heard it. And when Eric Sermon said that in my mind, I was like, that would probably stop me from fighting him too. Yeah. Honestly, I was like, yo, this album is hard.
I think going back to Jay-Z too, I think Diddy knew who he could and could not mess with. Some people actually, like you couldn't, and I think Eric Sermon was one of them. I feel like there are maybe a handful of people that he do respect.
Yeah, for sure.
And I feel like Sean Combs, not Sean Combs, but Sean Carter is one of them. But a lot of people didn't pass that test with Diddy, and Aubrey O'Day was one of them. I feel like she, from Danny D. Kane, she was one of the only people that spoke back to him. And it's, based on what she wrote in that letter, unfortunately, she had to pay the price for that. And she doesn't even remember, But I don't know if you guys want to start wrapping it up. I tried to bring up as much as I can, but it was just a lot of, I think it was like 77. It's like 100 lawsuits. 77 of them are pending. I don't think it's over for Diddy. I understand that he went to jail for, what he went to jail for, but I just want to go back to universal law. You cannot continue to abuse your power. It's always going to catch up with you. Yeah. And we could talk about Jeffrey, we could talk about all the other people, but this is Black people business. And at this time, we're just holding our people accountable.
I don't think he learned nothing, bro. I
don't think it's done yet. I think he's gonna get out. And because there are rumors, this is all alleged, but I keep my ear to all of the streets. They are reinvestigating, allegedly, Kim Porter's death.
Tupac.
Yeah. And Tupac's death. Tupac's is not over.
It's still ongoing.
You get what I'm saying? This is still ongoing. His reckoning is not done. I'm telling y'all.
And as we wrap up, I just want to say, it's like, that's why I say, like, I don't really feel like 50 Cent was being too petty. I think you trying to show us something like, this dude has a lot of, like, skeletons in his closet.
Yeah.
And 50 Cent just opened it to the whole world. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what 50 is good at, man. Like,
I mean, he said Ja Rule wasn't the thug that y'all thought he was. I mean, and that could have been petty.
He's telling the truth.
But, like,
telling the
it's
truth,
unfortunate,
man. But he may be doing it in an entertaining way to where 50 get more money out of it. But at the same time, 50, I don't think 50 has never really been wrong. Like, he probably made a couple mistakes. Did he put
some of his sons on Diddy's sons on TV?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, how petty?
On Power,
yeah. So the difference between 50 and Diddy is Diddy will date your kids. I mean, your girlfriend and your kids, probably. And 50 will put them on a TV show. That's just how and that's.
So, question. So, when Diddy gets out, do you think that anybody is going to be scared of him how he used to be? Do you think people?
Yes.
You still think so?
Yeah, because he's
all of that.
He's very upset. He's very, very upset. He's not
still a billionaire.
And he still got some money somewhere because there's I think his kids are fighting. I think this just came out. His kids are trying to get the estate from the mom. Yeah. So, and I think that has something to do with Diddy as well. So Diddy is a Scorpio, honey. And they never forget nothing. Like, Diddy is gonna come out here. He's not gonna forget the people who spoke against him. A lot of these people are scared. I definitely think he's holding grudges. I think he's not done yet.
I seen something on the internet recently. 50 Cent posted that he said Diddy sent him flowers. And he sent a picture of the flowers.
I see that.
And we know that has there's something behind that.
It was some funeral flowers.
Yeah. Oh, it's funeral flowers?
That's what I said.
Yeah, they were like a dark orange type. It wasn't like no roses and no shit like that. But yeah.
He's very strategic, flowers, man.
So. Yeah, he never forgets anything.
And he sent them the flowers at a club he was about to perform at. So that means he still knows people's locations and stuff like that. But I mean, once again, there's a lot of money involved with Diddy. And as long as the money is there, then yeah, he's always going to be a threat to whoever, you know.
Like one step ahead every time.
I think that's a reason why a lot of people have not come forward. You know what I'm saying? That's probably why we'll never hear from Mary J. Blige or Farnsworth Bentley or something like that, because they know that he only gonna be locked up for another year or so, maybe, you know. And then it's back on and popping. Then he's back riding around the city.
I'm gonna find the clip to send to you so you can add this. But he literally said on a video, "I'm gonna show you how to have fun and not go to jail." So Diddy, once he gets out, everybody who spoke up against him and stuff like that, trust and believe. It's gonna be more to come out. That's why y'all gotta hurry up and wrap up these charges and these investigations to put him back in there.
We're gonna see.
Hopefully he don't come after the people who made podcasts.
Okay. Because I'm sitting here with a whole Tupac shirt on, so
I ain't scared of you, Diddy. So
I know you support him for the 25%.
I mean, hey, I sure
would have fought with that man.
I would have. Hey, if he misses, I'm rushing him.
My question to y'all is: will he even have that much credibility once he gets out? Because the media, everybody is against him now. So like, it's like, yeah, you're the ultimate supervillain, but like, you basically lost.
I think he's done a lot of favors for higher up people.
Yeah.
When I say higher up, I mean people who what got Diddy in trouble is he's doing the same exact things as allegedly Clive Davis, allegedly Tommy Mottola, but he was out here Harlem shaking and dancing in videos. He was loud and proud and stuff like that.
Too loud about it.
But he still did those favors. So I think he will, unfortunately, like I said earlier in the podcast, he's that person. We got to be around him.
Yeah.
That's me. What do y'all think?
I don't think so. I think that it'll be the opposite. I mean, just because I understand that Diddy does have money, but he's only one phone call away from somebody saying something, and then he could go back. So I mean, let's say Diddy did try to push up on you. Now we do got social media, all this stuff. So I mean, yeah, you could be like, all right, well, Diddy back on it. Phone call away, they're gonna come and investigate it.
But the same thing could be said about Trump, and he president.
Well, that's different. He
I'm just saying. The social media.
You keep talking about higher powers. Trump is way up here. Diddy's down here. Trump can exonerate anybody he wants right now. Anybody.
They even asked him. They said, "Would you exonerate Diddy?" And he was like,
"You have to think about
it." He's not gonna do that. He's not
he
got
too much stuff going on.
Let him chill for it. Let him
chill. Not gonna do that.
No, but what I'm saying is social media having an issue with people, and they still get away with things. That's what I'm talking about. Not necessarily power.
No, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I got you.
All right, man. So that was good conversation on the Diddy documentary, The Reckoning, on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, I recommend you check it out.
Yeah.
Make your opinions for yourself.
Yeah.
Man, we are going to wrap it up. I am Sean T.
Saint D.
D2 Nice.
Aaron S.
With the Lookout Crew, per usual.
Just looking out.